Yes. So in the last lecture, you have seen how to create with your own Salesforce developer account. And we have seen that what are the steps of creating a new developer account and how to activate that account. Now, probably I hope that every one of you is ready with your own developer account. So let's start the Salesforce actual training. So the first thing what I'm going to, the first customization that what you are going to learn over here is what exactly is the tab and what is the importance of a tab, and then how to bring the tabs on the tab bar, how to customize the tab bar. That is the very first thing that you are going to start with this training. So let us first understand what does it means by a tab. See, this is the developer account that we have created. I created this in the last lecture. I created this for your batch, and you see that the name is batch 201 developer edition. Batch 201 developer edition. Probably similarly, you guys also have, every one of probably you have created your own development. If it is not, you require to create it. Otherwise, you cannot practice. You cannot practice on the Salesforce. So you must have something to practice, and this is your own developer account, where everything related to your training and related to the project which I'm going to be start is going to be is going to be present over. So every one of you, first of all, just create your own developer account. And most of you probably, if you have attended last lectures, you probably have done that. If you're finding any difficulties in that, you could show me. So what is there inside this developer, or what is there is inside this organization? Let me first of all give you a brief idea about that. So here, first of all, this is something called as app launcher. App launcher, because it's a kind of picklist menu. When you just click, when you just click over here, one sort of drop down is actually being opened. Now in the Salesforce, we don't call it as a drop down. We don't call this as a drop down. Why? Because there's a name for that. It's actually called as pick list. Out of this list, you need to pick something, whatever you wanted to get, right? So it actually is called as pick list menu of app launcher, or probably sometimes it is just called as app launcher. So here is the name of every app, or the kind of cloud what is being available with this developer edition. I could see that, here is the sales cloud. If I select the sales as an application, will be entering inside the sales cloud. These all are the objects that are actually, you could see these many are the objects. These many are the tabs that are actually present on the tab bar. I could, from the sales, I could, migrate to the service cloud. This is the service cloud. I could mark, and I could actually branch myself to the marketing cloud also. So these are the three major clouds: sales, service, and the marketing. Apart from this, there are a few more things like app launcher, community, site.com, and the Salesforce chatter also. That chatter is a collaboration cloud. You also have something called as content and the app exchange facilities, and few more communities links are over here. If you wanted to join, you could join this organization with this community also. So this is a place which is called as app launch. Okay. Inside the app launcher, you have so many different applications related to sales and the service and the marketing. Right now, and because I'm right now in the marketing, I could make myself, to branch from one application to another application. So these all are the standard application that is being available right now inside the organization. And we are going to understand how to create our own organizations, how to create our own applications, right? Right now, I could see that there are sales, service, marketing, sales, service, marketing. These are the three major clouds inside the CRM. Apart from this, there are some like community.com is your collaboration cloud. Salesforce chatter is actually, community.com is your something different. And community is community itself. Collaboration is your chatter cloud. Chatter is your collaboration cloud, and like this, you have the content. You have app exchange also in app cloud. The feature of app cloud is app launcher. The first feature is app launcher, and the second feature is app exchange. So there are actually so many tabs. There are actually so many applications over here. What is mic is on? Okay. So this particular area is first of all called as app launcher. Okay. Now I'm into the Sales Cloud. Okay. We are going to learn how to create our own application, and the first application we are going to start with the project. Actually, we are going to start with the project. See, so this was the first thing. The second thing, what I need to identify all of you is that this particular area is called as tab bar. This particular area is called as tab. From here to here, this particular area, from here to here, it is called as tab bar. You could see that there are so many tabs over here like home, charter, campaigns, leads, and the accounts, and the contacts, opportunity, forecast, contracts, orders, cases, solutions, products, reports, dashboard. So many tabs are there. Now you are also going to learn how to customize this tab bar. If you wanted to remove few tabs from here, you wanted to bring some new tabs over to here that you could, and you could definitely do that. But before that, what exactly it means by the tab? These all are the tabs. Campaign is a tab, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, and then forecast, contracts, orders, cases, solutions, product. These all are the tabs. So let's first of all understand what does it means by a tab. This is the very first thing that you are starting inside the Salesforce training. So tab, actually, see, I'm not going to read each and every line with you. I'm going to provide you this in the notes. By today, I'll update the notes, copy of the notes on your drive, and you will get it this notes. Okay. So I'm not going to just read line by line. Rather, मैं कैसा है कि मैं ऐसा नहीं पढ़ाता हूँ. I usually don't teach like this. I used to मैं एक line पढ़ता जाऊँगा और आपको explain करता जाऊँ. Rather, I explain whatever I wanted to explain on this point, and you need to go with the theoretical part, right? Because this is a professional training. ये कोई school या college नहीं है. So I have, because I have written this, I know what is written there. एक point से नहीं समझाऊंगा rather, but you need to go with all this theory because there are few points that I could skip probably. In the writing, I probably have written 5 to 6 points. Out of them, 3 to 4 I am going to explain. It could be possibility that 1-2 points was going to skip that. You need to cover it from the theory. So after the lecture, everyone needs to go with the theory, line by line. You need to go with that. I am actually not going like this. So tab is a kind of user interface. First of all, tab is a kind of user interface. User interface means what? Salesforce is a collection of so many objects. अभी अगर थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया अगर ना अभी तक जितना इंट्रोडक्शन हुआ है, अगर आपको थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया हो गया हो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्या है, Salesforce is a very big largest CRM in the world. If this is the Salesforce CRM, if it is the Salesforce CRM, first of all, it has so many clouds. It has so many clouds. Salesforce CRM is the biggest CRM in the world. It has so many. Now, what is a cloud? A cloud is a kind of service. First of all, cloud is a kind of service. What could the Salesforce CRM offer you? Like there's a cloud called as Sales Cloud. There's a cloud called as, this is Sales. There's a cloud called as Service Cloud. There's a cloud called as Marketing Cloud. There's a cloud called as App Cloud. There's a cloud called as Community Cloud. There's a cloud called as Education Cloud. There's a cloud called as Health Cloud. There's a cloud called as NPSP Cloud. So there are so many clouds that we already have discussed this in the previous lecture session. I also have given you a few assignments regarding this education and NPSP and all that. So we probably have seen this, the last lecture we already have seen that Salesforce, whatever the Salesforce CRM offers you, that offers you in the form of a cloud. Every Salesforce CRM, every functionality that is being offered to you is being offered in the form of cloud, because Salesforce is a complete cloud solution sort of thing. So whatever the functionality that Salesforce could offer you as a part of CRM, as a part of business automation, everything is available in the form of cloud. So inside the Salesforce CRM, first of all, there are so many clouds. Inside the Salesforce CRM, if this is the Salesforce CRM, if this is Salesforce CRM, it consists of so many different clouds, right? It consists of so many different clouds. Inside every cloud, like if this is Sales Cloud, and if this is Sales Cloud, if this is Service Cloud, inside every cloud, there are so many objects. Inside every cloud, there are so many objects. Okay. Yes. Inside every cloud, there are so many objects are there. So objects are what? Objects are the real world entities that we are used to store the records. Inside every object, we store the records. Like if at all I wanted to store the things related to the accounts, I store it inside the account object. There's an account object for that. There's an account object for that. if I wanted to store, if after we should perform some sort of campaigning for the business. We know that in the last lecture also we discussed, okay, the kind of selling process in every business always starts with the marketing. Marketing could have a separate different types of form. Let's combine them into one term called as campaigns. Whatever the sort of marketing you have performed, what kind of marketing you have performed, the way you have brand your product, let's combine them in one thing called as campaign. So whatever the kind of advertisement that you have performed, if you wanted to store the records of that, you could store it inside one of the object called as campaign. Now, with this campaigning, with this branding, with this advertisement and the marketing, what is the thing that is being generated? It's called as lead. If I wanted to store the records of all the leads that is being that is being generated, there's an object called as lead. There's an object to store the contacts. There's an object to store the opportunities. There's an object to store all of the contracts, like all of the orders, all of the cases, all of the solutions that you have provided. So for every requirement of a business, for every terminology of the business, there is an object inside the Salesforce. These are used to what? These are used to store that particular data. Like your lead object used to store the leads related record. Your account object used to store accounts related record. Your contact object stores contact related records, opportunities related record. So, for every kind of record, there is an object. Inside object, there are records. Inside object, there are records. अच्छा, इसमें एक चीज और समझ लिया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि I am telling you that Salesforce CRM consists of so many different clouds. So many different clouds are there: sales, service, marketing, app, and whatever we have understood that. Every cloud has so many objects. Every cloud has so many objects. Every cloud has so many objects. तो ऐसा. But now see, अब इसमें कैसा है कि there are few objects that are rigid to every cloud. मतलब probably something is there inside the marketing. जैसे email studio है, mobile studio है, then you have SMS studio, you have journey builder. These are related to what? Marketing. Now you cannot bring into any other. आप उसको कहीं और नहीं लेके जा सकते. You cannot bring that feature from marketing to sales service center. But then there are few of the objects. First of all, वो object जो आप बना रहे हैं, whatever the object you are newly inserted it inside the Salesforce CRM. ऐसे कोई object जो पहले नहीं थे जो आपने बनाए. I mean, in the previous lecture I told you about this few examples. कि Salesforce CRM is a very flexible CRM. If you won't find something related to your business entity, if you require something like book object, you require something like candidate object, student object, loan object, trainee objects, hiring manager positions object, you won't find it inside that, because they are not there inside Salesforce. But this you can create them. So for these kind of objects are called as custom object. ये आप पढ़ने वाले, don't worry. अगर आप अभी लिखोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. Every object what we create inside the Salesforce is called as custom object. So if I created these many objects, I created these many objects, itne सारी objects बनाई. These are some of the newly created objects. They were not there inside the Salesforce CRM. So because of my business requirement, I require all these objects, so I created them. Now, first of all, whatever the objects you created, you can add it into any of the cloud. You can add it into the sales cloud. You can add them into service cloud. And this is one of the objects you could add it inside the sales, even in the service cloud also. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि there are only few objects that are rigid. Otherwise, most of the objects, they are flexible. You could add it anywhere you want. So account, contact, opportunities, and these are some of the objects. These are some of the objects that I could add into sales, service, and the market. So you are going to get the list of that also. You are going to get the list. Mostly 80% of the objects that are common between sales, service, and the marketing. There are only few objects that are specialized in that particular cloud, which you cannot bring it, because that is something which is a specialty of that cloud. अगर आप you go with this marketing cloud have some of the features like email and the mobile and the SMS and the social studios. These are some of the highlighted features of the marketing cloud. अब आप इसी को उठा के कहीं और डाल दोगे तो फिर कैसा होगा? Apart from this, there are few more objects. Let me show you that. Let's go to the marketing cloud. And let's see what is there. You have campaigns, lead, contacts, opportunities, reports, dashboard. Apart from all these features, you have these features. Now you have campaign, lead, contacts, opportunity, reports, dashboard in the marketing cloud. Even if you go to the sales cloud, you also see the campaign lead, है ना, you have reports, dashboard, cases. So there are few objects that you could bring it to everywhere. अब कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जो specialized, that is the essential ingredient of that particular. तो उसमें से ये हाईलाइट किया जो मैंने कि अभी मार्केटिंग में ये चीज है, बट अदरवाइज अदरवाइज इन द सेल्स सर्विस इन द मार्केटिंग मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर कॉमन, most of the objects that are common between sales service and the marketing. Then there are few exceptional objects that are actually being present inside the cloud, which you cannot migrate it from one cloud to another. But it is not the case with your own customized objects जो आपने create किया है. Whatever you created, जितनी भी objects आपने बनाई है, that you could bring it to everywhere. आप उसको कहीं भी लेके जा सकते हो. To whatever cloud you wanted it to be get entered. आप किसी भी application में सेल्स सर्विस मार्केटिंग या योर ओन कस्टमाइज एप्लीकेशन जो अभी आप यहाँ सीखने वाले हो, फिलहाल यहाँ पे यू कुड सी सेल्स एप्लीकेशन है, सर्विस है, मार्केटिंग है ना, बट इसके अलावा भी कुछ एप्लीकेशन है जो हम बनाने वाले हैं, सो यू कुड ब्रिंग इट टू देम, उधर भी आप लेके जा सकते हैं, ऐसा है. तो दिस इज व्हाट द फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एंटायर सेल्सफोर्स सीआरएम. कुछ चीजों को छोड़ के 70-80% ऑफ जो एंटिटीज, 70-80% ऑब्जेक्ट्स, एप्लीकेशन, whatever, they are very flexible. And you could easily, migrate that from one cloud to another cloud. This is one additional facility with the Salesforce CRM. तो आप धीरे करके now you could observe this when अभी कैसा कि just now we have started with this training. अभी तो धीरे terminologies आपको आ रही है, समझ में आ रही है. तो थोड़ा सा एक observation कि मैंने I have noticed this. I could bring account into the sales and the service and the marketing. I have I created one of the object. अभी आप चल के आगे सीखने वाले हो कि I created one of the object called as loan. Now this loan object I could bring into the sales, I could bring it to the service and the marketing, even with the one of my application what I have created. So you try to understand this flexibility with the Salesforce CRM. धीरे करके आपको भी पता चलेगा, and that is the things whatever you identify, you could discuss this in the interview also. You could discuss this, what the kind of knowledge you are going to gain. That is the thing what you are going to discuss in the interview. So you could discuss the same flexibility with over there. I have found this, I have found this, I have found that, like this. So abhi kaisa hai, because now we have started this. This is the very first day I consider this, the demo chal raha tha, but chodo us cheez ko. This is the very first day I consider this. Now from this point we are going to start with the training. See, 50% will be your things, whatever I'm going to elaborate with you. 50% will be your observation. अपनी आंख, कान, नाक जो भी है सब खुले रहो. So your all senses should be working. कोई एक आध सेंस में गड़बड़ है तो आ जाओ, डॉक्टर को दिखा दो, ये ठीक से सुनाई नहीं दे रहा, मुझे ठीक से दिखाई दे. योर ऑल सेंसेस शुड बी वर्किंग ओवर हियर. तो जितना आप मुझसे सीखोगे उतना ही आप अपने ओन ऑब्जर्वेशन से भी सीखने वाले हैं. ठीक है, तो अगर आप मोबाइल लेके बैठे हो, हेडफोन लगा के, तो आपका ध्यान यही होना चाहिए टिल द टाइम ऑफ योर क्लास. 1 घंटा, सवा घंटा, 1.5 घंटा, डिपेंड्स ऑन द टॉपिक. You have given this time for this training. That means you should be dedicated all this time. इतना टाइम यहाँ पर घूम रहे हो, वहां घूम रहे हो, जॉगिंग कर रहे हो सवेरे अभी और चलते चलते सुन रहे हो. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस इज नॉट अ मूवी. ठीक है, यहाँ मैं ना तो मूवी चल रही है ना तो ऑर्केस्ट्रा चल रहा है. यहाँ एक ट्रेनिंग चल रही है, एक सीरियस ट्रेनिंग चल रही है अबाउट वन ऑफ द बेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज. ठीक है, और आप इस टेक्नोलॉजी पे आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. After 3 to 4 months, you are projecting yourself to be in the IT with a qualified Salesforce position. So if you wanted that position, then only, if you want to have this, then focus whatever the way I'm telling you to do that. तो कैसा है, वर्चुअल क्लास है. वर्चुअल क्लास में कभी कभी ना you got lazy. Let me tell you, mornings 8 o'clock I'm actually telling you to join this class. That means on the 7:30 at least आपको उठना पड़ता है probably. अभी आने वाले वक्त में सर्दियाँ आ जाएंगी और डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगी. ठीक है, देखते हैं. But this is the time actually you start your day with something new. You start your day the Salesforce training. This is the best way to make a change in your life. That is why. ठीक है, जो required है वो करना पड़ता. You yourself wanted this change to be in your life, and that is why whatever is required for the next 3 months, you should behave like that. Okay, so observation are very essential in this training. So this is one of the things we are going to see. So what is a tab? Let's come to the back. Let's come back to the topic. What is a tab? Tab is a user interface. Tab is a user interface with which I actually bring the objects. So I bring the objects onto this user interface. Like if I wanted to use campaigns, I wanted to use the campaign object. How could I use the campaign object? I just require to click on the tab of the campaign object. This is the tab. Just click over here so that you could get the list of all of the campaigns what you have, all active campaigns, all the campaigns that we have done in the past. There are a few options. I'll tell you how to add the options over here. All cap active, my active, whatever. Okay. These are the start dates, end dates, whatever. What the budget has been estimated cost, what is being required to perform this campaigning, what was estimated, what was the actual cost, what was the type of this campaign, what's the status. Some of them are completed, some are just planned. If I wanted to access the records of the lead, I know how many leads have been generated with this DM campaign, I should go to one of the object lead. If I at all wanted to access this object lead, where should I go? The only thing I just require to click on the tab of the lead. This is the lead. This is the lead object. And you could see these are the names inside the lead. These are the leads that are generated with that particular campaign. Let's assume that. If at all I wanted to access the records from the account, I should go to the account object. If I wanted to go to account object, what should I do? I just require to click on the accounts tab. Like, these are all accounts. These are all accounts. If I wanted to access the records from the contacts, so where should I go? I should go to the contact object. How to access the contact object? There's a tab called as contacts. There's a tab called as opportunities to access the data from the opportunity object. There's a tab called as contracts to access the data from the contracts, all contracts like this. It doesn't have any sample data, obviously. Object is blank. If I wanted to go to how many cases has been registered to a particular product, go with the case object. What are the solutions that are provided according to the cases? Go for like here. So for now probably you have understand. अगर observation की मैं बात करूँ, probably you have understand one thing over here. To access every object, these all are the objects inside the Salesforce. There are so many objects. We have seen that. We have seen that there are so many objects. These many are the objects. Go to set up and the build and expand and customize. Home, activities, campaign, leads, account, DB companies, database companies, nodes, opportunities, path, codes, forecast, sales, entitle management, sales service, call center, console, omni-channel, chat, macros, like. These many are the objects. If I at all wanted to access any object, and if I at all wanted to access any object, I wanted to see the report, to go with the reports. Go with the reports. So this is what, this is what actually, these are the reports. I just open this report, see how does the report looks like. This is how it looks like. We are going to construct our own, so don't worry. So whenever I wanted to access the records of any object, I require a tab for this. I require a tab for this. This means without a tab, I cannot access the objects. With the admin, developer console पे ऐसा नहीं है. आप जब development पे जाओगे, even there are so many objects inside the Salesforce. Let me tell you, जिसके लिए tab नहीं होता है. तो जिसको tab नहीं होता है ना, you cannot represent it over here. Admin level पे you cannot represent that. उसके लिए फिर डेवलपर मतलब डेवलपर की कहते हैं कि डेवलपर की निगाह से कुछ नहीं छुपता. Even the object doesn't have a tab, admin could not see it because admin could see only those objects for there is a tab. अगर tab नहीं है तो लिस्ट तो मिल जाएगी, but you don't know what are the entities inside that. उसके लिए फिर आपको डेवलपमेंट पे जाना पड़ता है. तो डेवलपर को सब पता होता है. Developer can even access those objects for there if there is no tab. But admin level, this level, we are right now we are working at this level, at the position that we are holding right now, the Salesforce administrator. For here, if I at all wanted to represent anything on the user interface, if I wanted to access any object, I must have a tab for this. I must have a tab for this. So what are tabs now? What is the definition? The tabs are the kind of user interfaces, which are used to manage the records inside the associated object. For every object, there is a tab. For every object, there is a tab. Now, a little bit variation is actually there, the name of the object and with the name of the tab. What is that variation? You need to understand. So see, in this table, I probably have actually displayed what is that particular variation, the tab name and the object name. A slight, just a small thing is there. Your object names are always singular in the form. but your tab name. This is not the rule, but this is one of the suggestion. Actually, you could bypass that also, but this is one of the suggestion with the Salesforce. That object names are actually singular in the form. The tab names, their related tab names are plural. Their related tab names are actually plural. What does this mean? So if your object name is campaign, the tab name is not campaign. The campaigns, one additional S is there. If the tab name is lead, sorry, if the object name is lead, your tab name is leads. Object name is account. Tab name is accounts. See over here. Leads, campaigns, accounts, contacts, opportunities. Object name is opportunity. Object name, if I can see, object name is actually opportunity, but the tab name is not opportunity. Tab name is opportunities. Object name is case, singular in the form. The tab name is always plural in the form. Object name is singular, case. Tab name is cases. Object name is solution. The tab name is solutions, plural in the form. Object name is order, singular in the form. Tab name is orders. Now you ask me why, sir? Why it is like that? Because see, inside this particular tab, so many records are there. See, if I have one mango, one mango is there inside my basket. I have only one record. I say this is the mango I'm having. If I have 10 records, I'm having 10 mangoes in my basket. I have 10 mangoes. So that additional S represent there are multiple entities inside this. So objects typically store more than one data. Tab represents something that you could have a more than one data. This is the logic behind it, a very simple logic. Everything, whenever you have multiple entities, you always prefer plural entities. आप उसको अगर आपके पास में you have you have two car, आपके पास दो कार है, तो आप बोलोगे I have two cars with me. I have two bicycles with me. I have two bikes with me. Two bike थोड़ी ना बोलता है. This is a straightforward English, a plain rule of the English. Singular is to represent a single entity, and for the representing multiple entities, you need to make it plural, and you just require to add one S inside this. So the tab names are actually what? Tab names are plural in the form, but this is not a rule. This is just a suggestion. Even you could create tab with a singular name. So remember, आप कर सकते, but better to follow the trend. Why I see we are not supposed to bring some revolutionary. यहाँ पे कोई किसी को क्रांति नहीं लेके आना है, ठीक है? We just require to follow the trend. Trend of this particular thing is this. तो आप उसमें कुछ नया करके exceptional मत. People will tell you कि ये जो आप कर रहे हो, this is out of the trend, because we are habitual of saying this kind of thing. Now you are bringing like this. तो वो आपको इस चीज के लिए मतलब आप अगर tab name को plural नहीं रखते हो, तो उसमें Salesforce आपको नहीं रोकेगा, लेकिन आपका TL आपको रोकेगा, ठीक है? आपका लाइन मैनेजर आपको रोकेगा. This is not right, because customers are habitual to see in this way. Why you are bringing some other mirror for their face? जब उसको जिस mirror पे अपना चेहरा देखने की आदत है, bring that mirror. So this is one of the habit actually, ठीक है? So let's consider this as a rule, although it is not. I'm very much clearing this here, okay? But let's consider this as a rule. What is the rule? Your object names are singular in the form. Their tab names, their associated tab names are always plural in the form. Okay, their associated tab names are always plural. That is the. So after this, these are some of the standard objects. But in the future, in the coming future, in the coming days, actually, we are going to construct our own customized objects. That means there is no such object called as hiring manager. I'm going to create one of the object called as hiring manager. When I create this object, I am going to create the tab also. Tab, if the object will be hiring manager, the tab name will be hiring managers. If I create an object called as book, the tab name for this will be books, like this, books. For the candidate, it will be candidates. Position object rahega. Positions will be the name of the tab. If I create an object called as loan, loans will be the name of the tab. So now you might have understood the object names are always singular in the form, but their respective, their associated tab names are always plural in the form. Okay. Now let's understand how to customize the tab bar. The navigation has been written, don't worry. Whatever the steps to do that has already has been written. Okay. If you wanted, you can go with that. What is a tab bar? This is the tab bar. This is my tab bar. From here to here, this is my tab bar. And I could see that there are so many tabs over here. Okay. Now our client could ask us, when I go to the sales, I could see that there are so many tabs over here. But I really don't want forecast. I really don't want contracts. I don't want orders, I don't want solutions, products, reports I want, dashboard I don't, right? So can you remove some of the tabs from here so that it actually helped me to find out what I wanted on the tab bar. He just wanted to see the tab bar according to his requirement. Yes, of course we can do that. We can certainly add some new tabs over here, and if you want, we could bring, we can remove some tabs from here. That thing is called as customization of tab bar. Now, one important thing before we start learning this, how to customize. See, tab bar is differ between every application. If I'm now into the sales, the tab bar looks like this. If I bring myself to the service cloud, service application, see the tab bar looks like this. Here also you could customize. So whatever the customization right now you are going to understand, right now you are going to learn about this. This is related to your application. Because I'm into the sales cloud, I'm into the sales application, I'm making the customization over here. That doesn't mean कि ये customization service cloud or marketing या किसी और application पे चलेगा. For every application, you have a separate set of customization. The changes what you are demanding over here is related to this application. But when you move from this application to this application, certainly the things are going to be changed inside this tab also. So everywhere you need to apply for a fresh customization if it is required. Right now, the client has asked to make the changes inside the sales cloud, because when he actually be moved into this cloud, you could see that there are so many tabs over here. And most apart from the few tabs, most of our such kind of tab which he don't use as his day-to-day activity in the business. That is why he is asking us to remove few of the tabs. How to do that? This is the navigation. This is the navigation. I'm just telling you the steps. So whenever at all you wanted to customize the tab bar, at the end of tab bar, there is a plus button. There's a button plus. Okay. Just click on that button. When you click this, you are going to be launched. A page will be loaded called as all tabs. One interfaces will be loaded called as all tab. Okay. Okay. So when you click this, you will be you will come to this page of all tabs. You will come to this page of all tabs. Now see here, you have a button, customize my tab. You have a button called as customize my tab, right? Just click on this, customize my tab. तो अभी फिर आप यहाँ इस पेज पे आते हो, customize my tab के पेज पे आते हो. Now here you could see that I have two tables. I have two tables, available tab and then selected tab. Okay, available tab and the selected tab. Right. Now, what are selected? What you see on the selected tab, whatever you see on the selected tab is actually this list. After home, it's chatter, campaign, leads, account, contacts. See over here. The way the tabs are arranged. So these available selected tab means the tab that are presently presently there on the tab bar. In this order. I could see the dashboard is at the last of the list. Dashboard. See. Before that, there's a report. Report is over here. Before that, product is over. So you just need to understand how to customize the tab bar. This is the way to customize the tab. Okay, this is the way. So, and these are the available tabs. In the sales cloud, you have these many objects. You have these many objects. इतने सारी objects हैं that either you could bring it over here or यहाँ से कुछ चीज़ आप remove कर सकते हो. Now, according to client discussion, let's customize the tab bar. So I don't want chatter. I don't want campaign. So what I'm doing, मैं control दबा के select कर रहा हूँ. I could make ऐसा भी कर सकता हूँ. Select the one and remove. Select the one and remove. ऐसा भी कर सकता हूँ. एक तो ये भी तरीका है. दूसरा है कि एक साथ ही कर लो. सो फोरकास्ट क्लिक किया मैंने, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स कंट्रोल दबा के, ऑन द कीबोर्ड जस्ट प्रेस द कंट्रोल और माउस से सिलेक्ट करते गए. I don't want orders, I don't want cases, I want solution, I don't products, I don't want reports, I want dashboard, I don't. So I make a selection of multiple entries and there's a button called as remove. So I just have removed all this from this. Now let's see from this what I wanted. Assets, authorization, business card, communication, contribute, customers, ads, groups, images, maps, price book. every tab. This is the sidebar component which is present in every tab. I have this in the leads. If I go to the lead, I could see that sidebar is there. Some components changes, some of the components changes. But yeah, sidebar is actually, these components are into the sidebar. Components changes, but components could be different. Sidebar is common. If I go to account, I could see the sidebar. On the left side, contacts again, opportunities again, cases again. Okay. So these sidebars are almost everywhere. Reports में थोड़ा सा अलग है. Reports में something different because reports and dashboard are the parts of analytics. थोड़ा सा अलग है. But at least with the regular objects like accounts, opportunities, cases, solutions, even you could see the same thing. Everywhere you could see the sidebar. Now see, the sidebar is actually consuming. If I tell you like this is my complete area to display the records. This is my complete area to display the records. This much of the part has been consumed by the sidebar everywhere. What does it mean? If I click on all accounts, you see the sidebar is there. If I open an account, any of the account, Wellington Textile Corporation of America, I open this account record, still the sidebar is there. The sidebar is actually consuming this much amount of area in everywhere. If I go to contacts, sidebar is there. Let me open this all contacts, sidebar is there. Let me open any of the record, sidebar is there. So this is actually consuming this much area. Of everywhere it is consuming this much area. If I'm at the home page of any tab, it's consuming that area. If I'm displaying the list of all records that are inside this particular object, these many other records, 20 records are there. So a table in the form of a table, it's going to be displayed. But again, the sidebar is consuming this much of area. If I open any of the record and I could see the details of that record, okay, this is the contact record with all these names like this, like this, like this. Even the sidebar is here, it's consuming that area. So this sidebar is present everywhere. Okay. Now client is telling us one thing. Client is telling us one thing. I'm actually using this org with my tab on a mobile device because you know that in the initial discussions of the Salesforce, I told you that this is something what you can access it with every kind of device. Salesforce is actually a responsive website. You could access it, you could access your organization with your mobile phone, your tab device, with laptop and everything. Now the client is saying that I'm actually accessing my business, my Salesforce CRM with the tab device, or rather with my mobile phone. Now I could see that whenever I open any record, but when you see this in a small screen of mobile phone or screen of the tab, this area is unnecessarily consume something. If you at all can remove this, तो उससे क्या होगा? ये पूरा स्ट्रेच हो जाएगा. ये इस सेंड पे से लेके यहाँ से स्ट्रेच हो जाएगा. So ये रिकॉर्ड जब स्ट्रेच हो जाता है ना, if रिकॉर्ड दिस स्ट्रेच, तो थोड़ा सा अच्छी विजिबिलिटी आएगी. See, अभी आपका रिकॉर्ड is going to be get displayed over here only. यहाँ तक डिस्प्ले होगा, नहीं यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक डिस्प्ले होगा. Now if this actually being stretched out, थोड़ा अच्छी विजिबिलिटी प्रोवाइड करेगा. Because client is actually seeing this not from the mobile, not from the laptop, desktop. He's rather using his mobile or a tab device to access all these things. So he's just telling, यार मैं जब भी देखता हूँ थोड़ा सा छोटा दिखता है, I'm telling you just very real time requirements बता रहा हूँ. ये मेरे दिमाग का ऊपर नहीं. This is everything what we have worked in all these days, all these years, from the basic to the specialized kind of requirement what we have actually done for our clients. That is what I'm telling. That is what I'm telling everywhere. Okay. That means the client doesn't want to see the tab sidebar. Client doesn't want to see the sidebar. So how to make this sidebar as a collapsible component? Collapsible, something which can be collapsed and which can be expandable. Expandable, collapsible. See, Post.com platform. See, this is already in the form of expandable and the collapsible. This is also one of the menu, but it's not consuming the area of my home page or some other pages. It's actually already in the form of these components there are 2 to 3 names. Their names are called as collapsible components. They are called as dockable components. They are called as expandable, collapsible. This is what expandable. This is what collapsible. So there are 2 to 3 names for that. You could call it a dockable component, you could call it expandable collapsible, or you just simply call it as collapsible component. So force.com is already a collapsible component. Similarly, the client is asking, can we make this sidebar as to, can we hide it? Actually, I hide it. Rather, I suggest him I make this component instead of hiding this. If you require to access recycle bin, how to access that? So instead of hiding that, I could do that. But I'll give you one best option from my side, and let's make this component as a expandable collapsible component. It will not consume unless and until you demand, then it will consume the area. Otherwise, वो hide हो जाएगा. So how to do that? How to make this sidebar as a collapsible component, expandable collapsible, या फिर dockable component? These are the steps. Setup, build, customize, and the user interface. Let's do that. Go to setup menu. See, navigation has written. मैंने कहा ना मैं point wise नहीं जाऊँगा, वो आपको पढ़ना है ना? Go to build menu. Go to customize menu. Here you have something called as user interface. Setup, build, and customize. Here, after the customize, you have something called as user interface. So here at the bottom of this list, there's a user interface. Just you need to come to the bottom. So in the bottom of the list, you will find this user interface, right? पहले नहीं मिलेगा आपको. Just click on the user interface. This page is going to be open. This page will be open. Okay. Now here you have a setting for the sidebar. See, this is the sidebar section. Sidebar section. Okay. There are two options. Enable the collapsible sidebar. Show the custom sidebar components on all page. ये visual force page पे लगेगा. अभी अपन इस पे काम नहीं करेंगे. But now we have a setting called as enable collapsible sidebar. Bilal, sidebar is not collapsible. If you click on this, if you check this, your sidebar will become a collapsible component. This will enable a sidebar in the collapsible form. So let's do that. Let me check this. Enable collapsible sidebar settings and save it. And save it. Okay, changes has been done. Now let's go to the lead. See, हट गया. Sidebar हट गया. It is a small icon at the top of the page, even at the bottom of the page. A small icon is there, a dockable icon. From here you could bring it. आप यहाँ से भी ला सकते हैं. And when you don't want to, just make it collapsible. Here also you could bring it. And this is not just related to lead. You go to the account, everywhere जहाँ जहाँ sidebar है, वहाँ ये setting लग चुकी है. You go to contacts, sidebar. You go to opportunities, make it collapsible, make it expandable, make it collapsible. You go to cases, the same thing. Reports में sidebar नहीं था, नहीं है. जहाँ sidebar component है क्या? वहाँ पे this setting is going to be applied. So this is what we not done according to tab. This is what we have done according to the component. Component पे आपने setting किया है. आपने sidebar एक component है, उसको आपने collapsible किया. Now everywhere जहाँ ये component added है, everywhere जहाँ पे sidebar मौजूद है, this setting is going to be applied. So now if I make it collapsible and if I go to accounts and if I click on any account, Burlington Textile Corporation of America, see how does now it look like. Stretched out, काफी stretch हो चुका है. From this end to this end, stretch out हो चुका है. The people, those who are seeing this record, those who are viewing this record on the mobile phone, on the tab, they found it now more visibility. They found more area has been covered, so this has been stretched out. So this is actually now more readable. This is now more visible. So sometimes, even the small requirement like this come to you, wanted to hide this side. Now I'll tell you one. अब ये तो हो गई एक अलग बात. अब मैं आपको एक बात बता रहा हूँ इंटरव्यू में, ठीक है? You might have heard about White Hat Junior, one of the very renowned company. White Hat works with the Salesforce. The entire intelligence, what is working behind the White Hat, is being designed in the Salesforce. One of my one of my trainee, he was actually facing interview. The White Hat और White Hat में सिर्फ Salesforce administrator सबसे ज़्यादा लगते हैं. Developers, they don't reply. Most of the time, 90% of the opportunity, whatever comes from the White Hat, they are only for the administrators. There are a few companies in India also, those who recruit few. The admin is they development part, they are not actually involved in the White Hat पे एक बंदे का इंटरव्यू चल रहा था. On the machine test, before actually the machine test, जो उनका org था, उन्होंने उसको सेटअप किया and they actually have hidden this साइड बार को उन्होंने हाइड कर दिया. And you see what they have asked to that candidate. Where is recycle bin? Where is recycle bin? Do we have recycle bin in the Salesforce? If it is there, where it is? And the candidate, because he was जैसा अभी आपको इंटरफेस दिख रहा है ना, उसको वैसा इंटरफेस दिख रहा है. He just go to the home page. उसने home page पे टैप किया, उसने देखा शुरू से आखिरी तक, find it. He go to some other places like my settings and all that. He don't find it. He probably have tried with some of the objects, top of the object, bottom of the object. I mean tab. He don't find it. He finally says no. Salesforce, in Salesforce there is no recycle. Okay. बस इतना ही क्वेश्चन था and he was got rejected. That's it. एक ही क्वेश्चन था. If you, whether you have the recycle bin in Salesforce or not, if you have it, where this component is there. And what they have done, they have just hidden this tab. Tab को hide करके उसको फिर control दी. And he couldn't find it. So this was the only question. How silly this was question. और कितनी अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी, 12.5 लाख की अपॉर्चुनिटी को पानी फिर गया. एडमिन लेवल पे सबसे ज्यादा पैसा देने वाली कंपनियों में से एक कंपनी डिसाइड है, दूसरा माइंड. 12.5 लाख मतलब 84,000 पर मंथ. एक क्वेश्चन क्या, वेयर इज द साइट? कितना कितना अखरा हो, सोचो. और फिर क्या होता है आईटी में कल्चर है. टू फेस द इंटरव्यू ऑफ एनी कंपनी, इफ यू गॉट रिजेक्टेड फॉर द नेक्स्ट 6 months, यू कैन नॉट फेस द इंटरव्यू ऑफ दैट. आने वाले 6 महीने तक आप एटलीस्ट उसी कंपनी को नहीं जा सकते, सर कोई भी जाओ. क्या था पता है क्या, बस जस्ट दे हैव टू डन दिस साइड बार हाइड कर. ठीक है. सो नाउ बस आपके साथ ऐसा ना हो, उससे साफ साफ अंडरस्टैंड दिस, राइट इट डाउन. Sidebar is a recycle bin is a component of site. In every tab, you know, recycle bin is actually present in the sidebar. You go to every tab, आप किसी भी tab पर जाओ, ठीक है ना, आप किसी भी tab पर जाओ. You go to accounts. If I at all delete any account, it's going to be get into the recycle. ठीक है. And recycle bin, you will find it in the site. If somebody has hidden this site, it tells you where is the recycle bin. You need to find this icon either at the top of the page, either at the bottom of it. You need to find this icon. Just click on this icon and say, yeah, see, this is the recycle. First of all, is there a recycle bin? Yes, of course, there is a recycle bin. If you erased, we'll show that. I'll show you that. First of all, let me create some of the accounts record. उसके बाद मैं उसको delete करूँ. because अभी इसमें relationships होती हैं, इसलिए I cannot delete that. अभी मैं इसको delete नहीं कर सकता. If I at all try to delete few of the records, there's a problem. आप समझोगे आगे चल के. If I open this record, the record is associated with few of the cases. If any record is associated to cases, you cannot delete it. If at all I try to delete this record, I will not, with the insufficient privacy, deletion problem, I cannot delete this record. There, I know that because I cannot delete. मैं अभी delete करके दिखा भी नहीं रहा था. But मैं अब आगे चल के ना, I will create own record and I'll delete that record. I'll show you how it goes to recycle bin and how you could bring that record back to the object. ये सब पढ़ने वाले हैं. अभी डिस्कशन वो नहीं. अभी डिस्कशन ये कि recycle bin कहाँ होता है. Recycle bin is one of the component of the sidebar. If somebody has hidden this, you probably wouldn't find it in any tab. आपको कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. If at all you wanted to find it, आप कोई भी tab पर हो, कहीं जाने की जरूरत. Don't go to home page, any other. ऐसा branch करने की जरूरत. Just go here and just expand and say, okay, see, this is the recycle. This is the recycle. बस इतना सा क्वेश्चन था, सोचो. And he was out of the interview because he said that there is no recycle bin in Salesforce. इसको यही नहीं पता है तो बाकी चीजें पूछ के फायदा क्या है. तो silly questions होते हैं, छोटे questions होते हैं. Observations. Observation is very essential. That is why I'm telling you, 90%, 80% will be your training, 20%, 30% will be your observation. All the time, till the time you are into this, till this session is going on, आपको अपनी observation पे ध्यान रखना. इधर उधर फोकस नहीं करना, एक ही जगह फोकस करना. That is what you need to focus on this screen. अभी जिस किसी से भी आप एक्सेस कर रहे हैं, you're accessing this session from video, your laptop, from your mobile phone, whatever. You need to focus over. आपको फोकस करना है. ठीक है. So that is why it's essential to understand things on recycle bin. If he probably have, if he, I mean, he observed this, तो उस आंसर को बता सकता था. Because his observation was very low. And so that is why he cannot identify it, he could not understand where those recycle express, because the people, they have actually make it hidden like this. Okay. By today, I'm ending up over here, and you need to practice on these two. How to customize a tab bar and how to make a sidebar as a dockable component. Okay, as a dockable. So these are the two customizations for today. These are the assignments for. So now I'm going to start with how to customize the recent record section and then enhance this. These two things we are going to learn it by tomorrow. Today I'm end up. Now, first of all, let me stop the recordings.